What's up, everybody? Early Stoppage MMA here. Today we're going to be going through the UFC 322 card that's coming up this weekend. We're going to do the prelims and the main card. We're very excited for this. This fucking card is awesome.
How are you not excited for this card? We've been let down the last 2 weeks by far, to the point that we barely made videos.
It's yeah, it's been a dark week. I referenced that in the last video we put out, but yeah, it's been the dark ages. But thank God we're out of the Apex. We're at Madison Square Garden with this fucking banger of a card.
Let's do it.
Should we jump in?
Let's do it, man.
All right. Do you want to
Let's
take the
do it.
first one?
Yeah. So we're gonna start. We're skipping the early prelims. We're gonna jump to the main prelims of Malcolm Wellmaker and Cody Haddon is where we're gonna start off. Dude, it was just a matter of time before Malcolm Wellmaker came back. We all knew that they were gonna put him on a big card.
No doubt.
I'm pretty pumped for that. He's fighting Cody Haddon. A fun fight. I think Wellmaker will take it, but Cody Haddon's no slouch.
Yeah, I think that this is a pretty interesting fight because Cody Haddon actually has looked pretty good. I've seen actually some of his stuff on the regional scene. I don't know why, but I've come across it, and he looks pretty good. Malcolm Wellmaker looks incredible, of course, too. But we just don't know as much about Malcolm Wellmaker because he is also early on in his career, but he's looked fucking incredible. And for that reason, I'm gonna pick Malcolm Wellmaker to win this fight.
Sure.
Although I don't think
No,
it'll
this
be
is
the dominant KO like his other ones are. I think this one will go to decision because I think Cody Haddon can hold his own.
yeah. He's got the Australian plot armor for sure. They always look better than you would expect.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. So moving on, we've got a pretty good matchup in the women's flyweight division. Erin Blanchfield versus Tracy Cortez. I think this is going to be a pretty good fight. I'm going to go ahead and pick Erin Blanchfield, though. I think that Erin Blanchfield is actually a very good fighter. She hasn't passed all of her tests. Like, faced some adversity in some of her previous fights where I thought she was going to do better. But all in all, her grappling is just so solid. Like, it's just very good. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't really have much else to add to that. I agree. And her only losses come from, like Manon Fiorot, I'm pretty sure beat her.
Yeah.
And then I don't remember the other one. But yeah, no, I think Tracy Cortez might be a little overhyped, but
I think that's probably the case as well. But Tracy Cortez isn't terrible, so like who knows? Maybe she
no,
pulls
no,
it
no, no.
off.
This is still a very fun fight. This is a fight that is, not there's worse things this could have been, for sure. Is probably the nicest way of saying it.
Sure. Yeah, moving on to the next fight, we've got a interesting middleweight matchup between Roman Kopylov and Gregory RoboCop Rodriguez. Who do you have in this one?
Dude. All right. I think we're probably thinking the same. I'm picking RoboCop.
Yeah, I am too.
I think RoboCop is probably just going to smash him. I think RoboCop by KO.
Yeah, I mean, especially coming off what he did to Hermanson.
Dude.
That was unfortunate. It's interesting though because Roman Kopylov hasn't been like put out cold by any means, and we haven't seen him like get really really hurt in a fight. Paulo Costa did catch him with something that had him kind of wobbled a little bit, but Gregor Rodriguez has this weird thing where he's proven that he is so fucking powerful and so dangerous, and his resume is actually pretty good. Like almost KOing Jared Cannonier,
he's huge,
and then just gassing out. Like there was probably an argument to be made that like they could have stopped the Jared Cannonier fight at some point in that beatdown.
I think that there might be an argument. I'm always a little bit biased towards Jared Cannonier for some reason, but yeah, no, there's definitely an argument.
Yeah, so Gregory Rodriguez is just he's huge and he's so dangerous. I think he's going to get it done. I think he is going to find a way to get to Roman Kopylov and put him out. And I'm assuming that his cardio issues are something that he knows of, is aware of, and is actively trying to address. If nothing else, he might lose the third out of being tired, but if it goes to a decision, I still think he probably is going to come out with the first two on damage alone.
Yeah, no, I expect Gregory Rodriguez to just dominate this fight in terms of just, like I said, just kind of a beat down on the feet.
Yep.
Kopylov, though, I mean, he's kind of run into to some tough fights
Yeah,
recently
he
with
hasn't
Fluffy
looked.
and Costa.
Yeah, he has not looked very good compared to where he was like
No,
2 years ago.
no.
When we
I
really thought maybe he was
remember,
something special.
yeah, dude. I remember watching the fight with Fluffy and thinking about you, and I'm like, oh, dude, your dude's about to get dominated by Kopylov.
No,
And
bro.
then Fluffy just mauled him.
Yep, yep.
So
It was beautiful. Beat him on the
it
feet
was it
and
was a
mauled him.
beautiful time. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I think that kind of like set Kopylov down a bad path, and then he ran into like the greatest Paulo Costa we've ever seen. That was wild.
Yeah, that was
So
pretty funny.
that was that might have been bad timing, but yeah, I'm gonna stick with the trend. I think RoboCop just beats him down on the feet.
Yeah, I would agree to that for sure.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next fight, we've got another middleweight bout. Thank God this is not on the fucking main card. It almost was, as usual, and I was gonna lose my
Dude.
fucking mind again.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's just headlining the prelims, which I'm okay with. But we've got Bo Nickel versus Rodolfo Vieira. What are your thoughts?
Dude, I just want it to be known that it was said in person. He said to me, he said, if this fight stays on the main card, there's going to be a segment of our video that is dedicated to me just dogging on this. And it is so funny because this guy, I I'm gonna move on, but yeah, I just think that's very funny. I think Bo Nickel does win this fight, though. I don't think that they would be giving Bo Nickel this fight if they didn't think he could win. And also, I I've been kind of saying this the last couple of months now. Ever since we saw him, like I think people are like, "Oh, Bo Nickel lost to RDR." First, I think RDR is very good, and I think that Bo Nickel should beat guys like Rodolfo Vieira, in my opinion. So I'm going to stick with that logic, and I think that he will, but I still think that he's going to really struggle against like top tier strikers, which I would consider RDR at middleweight a top tier striker.
Yeah, I think that I agree with you. I think RDR is really good, so it makes sense that he would lose to him. But I've always been on the train that I think Bo Nickel is just not well rounded and not that good, and that he truly has been facing the worst of the worst middleweights. Like I
Yeah,
genuinely believe that the competition he's been facing have been atrocious. Rodolfo Vieira is competent. He is actually good. He's got very dangerous jiu-jitsu. I'm gonna fucking pick Rodolfo Vieira.
that's
Maybe
insane.
I don't know. Maybe it is Bo Nickel hate, but what does Bo
It's
Nickel
definitely Bo
actually?
Nickel.
What does he actually do? Like, I mean, sure, he can take him down in their submission threats, but if you also know jujitsu and you're like very competent in it, you're still you have more
Yeah,
jujitsu knowledge than Bo Nickel. You know what I mean? It's not like he's been doing jujitsu his entire life. He's a wrestler.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? And yeah, he fucking was hurting whatever that guy's name was. One of the
Yeah.
X numbers of fucking bums that aren't in the UFC anymore that he beat. Like
Yeah.
I'm not convinced. I fucking still think that most people could do what RDR did to him, especially if they have competent jujitsu, and Rodolfo Vieira does. So can Bo Nickel get it done? Sure, he is still very good at wrestling, but I'm not bought in on him being a good MMA fighter.
No, I agree with the whole MMA fighter argument, but I do think that Bo Nickel's more powerful on the feet than Rodolfo Vieira. And if there is a specialty that I would pick Bo Nickel against, it would be something on the ground, right? I think
Yeah.
that it's really scary to give him a good striker. We saw that with RDR. And I think people put too much stock into that loss because, dude, we've seen RDR with some of the best at middleweight and at least compete. I know it's also not a great argument now after what just happened with Brendan Allen, but uh, no, dude, I think RDR is legit. I think that he
Yeah.
is like a top 5 middleweight,
Yeah.
and I don't hold much stock into that loss. Bo Nickel has 8 pro fights,
Yeah.
and I do understand a little bit of the hate that he's getting pushed so hard, and I don't think that he should,
Hmm.
but I do think he
Well,
wins this fight.
I think we saw it in the my. I'm banking on the RDR performance, which I RDR is again very good, but I think there are more people that could use a game plan similar to RDR, and I think it would still be effective against Bo Nickel. And I'm also thinking back to his last performance before that, his last win, which was fucking Paul Craig. And do you remember that fight?
Yeah,
We just what have we seen from Bo Nickel
the
that's
Bo Nickel
actually
overhand,
impressive
dude.
against anybody with any like actual skill?
No, I understand the argument, but at
Yeah,
the same time, he can only fight who they give him,
I agree.
and
Yeah.
I don't think that Bo Nickel's to the point where Dana's letting him pick his opponents. So
No.
I think they're definitely trying to boost him up.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
I'm gonna jump on the train a little bit here. I still don't think that he's great, but I do think he'll beat Vieira.
Yeah. That's fair. I could Bo Nickel win this for sure. Vieira's not exactly, the most amazing fighter, but and he's had his fair share of struggles and issues with people that he should probably be beating. But I just am so not bought in on the Bo Nickel thing. I don't see it. I think he's there just to sell pay-per-views to like wrestling dads in the Midwest. Straight
sure.
up. And I think
that is
that's
his
it.
market.
All right, I have to be done, or I'm just gonna keep yelling
Yeah, we
about
need
this
to move on.
fucking
We need to move on about this Bo Nickel
freak.
thing, dude. Leading
right.
off the main card,
Yeah.
Beneil Dariush versus Benoit Saint Denis.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Where are you thinking on this?
I think that Benoit Saint Denis is going to do some mean things to Beneil Dariush. I'm going to be honest. I think that Benoit Saint Denis is going to get out there and really put the gas on Beneil Dariush. And we've seen Beneil is chinny. Beneil's very chinny.
Oh yeah.
And he looked against Moicano. He beat him. He looked old, bro. He looked old, dude.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. I agree. I honestly expect this to be like almost a highlight KO from BSD.
Yeah. I think that BSD really succeeds in like the pocket and all, and Beneil Dariush doesn't typically get into that position with people. But like especially Benoit Saint Denis is so good at fucking hitting people when they're one running away or off of a break of a clinch.
Yep.
And Beneil Dariush is that's going to happen. It's going to happen. I just think he's so chinny that like BSD is gonna find something.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's gonna be like the Frivola KO. It's gonna be something weird like that.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, Dariush isn't even gonna see what happens. He's gonna be like thinking that he's safe in a position, and all of a sudden BSD. And we're really talking about BSD here. I don't even like BSD, but I do think this is what's gonna happen. I think he's gonna be in some weird position, and it's gonna be like a spinning elbow or something.
Yeah.
It's gonna be something wild.
I think, BSD has his last two performances have been very impressive. And there is BSD hate. It's very reasonable. I was in the same camp, but I do think we have to give him his flowers, or at least I will, just because like beating Rufy the way that he did, it's like, okay, this dude is definitely ranked material. I don't know how high, but like before I was kind of doubting that. Now I'm like, no, he's ranked material for sure.
No, yeah, the Rufy fight kind of opened my eyes a little bit to the BSD fans, so I'm cool with it. But I think that he should beat Beneil, honestly. So.
Yeah, no, he should. He really should. So it'll be interesting. I think this is gonna be a great fight.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Why don't you go ahead and take this next one? 'Cause I am so excited to hear you talk about this.
Leading off our welterweight night, dude. Leon Edwards versus Carlos Prates. I already know what you're thinking, and I already know that you know what I'm thinking.
I know exactly what you're thinking. But
you know exactly. You know for sure what I'm thinking. Let's leave it there.
Yeah.
Anyone who's ever watched any video pertaining to a specific man in this fight of ours knows exactly what I'm thinking. And they're all thinking, they're like, oh, surely you'll change your mind after all of this letdown and all the disappointment that you've been through in the past, 12 months. No, this is the one. All right. And then call me crazy, whatever. I do think Leon Edwards beats Carlos Prates. I do.
Ladies and gentlemen, you said it.
Popular opinion. I said it, and hopefully you pick the right answer and agree with me. So we'll find out that in a minute. But dude, if there's a fight that Leon can win, it's a kickboxing fight. And I know Prates is dangerous, but I need Leon to I need him to be very technical. I need him to be very safe and not get smoked by Prates. If I watch Leon get KO'd by Carlos Prates, I don't even know what I'll do. It'll be a very sad day.
Yeah. So you're saying his path to victory is with the kickboxing? Yes.
I think that his path to victory is a very ranged, boring, technical kickboxing fight.
Damn.
Tell me I'm wrong. I mean, if there's a way that Leon wins this fight, that's definitely how he wins.
I think I'm about to shock you. I completely agree with you.
Holy shit.
I'm just kidding. I think fucking Carlos Prates
No,
KOs him in the second round, bro. I think he puts him out
no.
fucking cold, bro.
How dare? Why would you do that to me,
I'm
dude?
sorry, man. I had
Why
to.
would you do that to me,
I had to.
bro? Do you know how bad Saturday can either be the greatest day of my life or the worst day of my life. I want you to understand that
Yeah.
there's a lot riding on this. All right, like
Yeah.
I have so reference. I make my debut on Saturday, and then I have to get out of my fight and turn this shit on. And I swear to you that if I watch Leon Edwards get KO'd, regardless of what happened in my fight, it's gonna ruin my day.
Yeah.
It will genuinely ruin my day watching Leon Edwards go out cold. And I don't think he will, dude. I cannot believe you just got me with that. I believed you.
I think I'm seriously think that because like Leon Edwards is not going to hurt Carlos Prates. Carlos Prates,
No.
and like he's going to be willing to just sit there and engage in this fucking fight with Carlos Prates. And I think that, especially from the Jeff Neal fight, we saw Prates learned from the Ian Gary fight that he needs to put on the gas more. And I think he's bigger than Leon. He might be longer than Leon. Like
I think it's very similar. Like all the, I think he might have a longer reach, but I think that their height is about. Leon might actually be taller now that I'm thinking about it. I think Leon's like 6'2" or 6'3". I think Prates is like 6 foot, 6'1" or something.
Either way, I think Prates, if nothing else, Prates is going to do more damage, and I think that that'll contribute to scoring. But I think he's going to find that fucking shot, hit that power shot down the middle, and we're going to see Leon Edwards like on his back doing that like eyes wide open, like sucking on his mouth guard super hard kind of knockouts, you know.
He's gonna fucking damn, dude. Don't say that, man.
I'm picturing it in my fucking mind right now, where I can see it as clear as day. I'm sorry.
All right,
we're gonna have to be diametrically opposed on this
Leon
one.
Wins. Dude. There's gonna be someone in the comments that says they believe in Leon also. I hope you know that.
In the comments below, if you believe in Leon, let it be known.
There will be 0 comments on this video. Let's move on. Okay, we got our next welterweight fight. We got Sean Brady versus Michael Morales.
Ooh, this is a good one.
Genuinely a better fight, I think. Leon Prates has opportunity to be a really fun fight, and I have a lot riding on that. I'm excited, but I think as fans in general, this is the better fight. Sean Brady is fighting when he really, honestly, I don't think he needs to. I think that he was next in line for the winner of the main event here anyway. And he's taken on Michael Morales is 18-0. This guy's undefeated. Oh, yeah.
He's look nasty.
Where are you leaning on this one?
I think Sean Brady gets it done. I think especially recently, Sean Brady has proved he's pretty fucking dangerous. Like he's got the submission threat, and he's really established that as of late. I think that his grappling is really good. He's strong as hell. His control, he has this sense of control that's really good, and we haven't really seen him get in a ton of trouble on the feet other than when he got KO'd by Bilal. And like that version of him seems to really kind of have vanished. I'm pretty sure Morales is definitely going to be the bigger fighter, which I think is going to make it easier for Sean Brady to get those takedowns, to get low on him. And we just haven't, part of it is we just haven't seen enough from Michael Morales to know like how good is his takedown defense? You know what I mean? Like how can he do in these situations? And we just have so much more of Brady. So it's kind of a safe pick, but like I do genuinely think that Brady is better. I think Brady is probably the number 2 welterweight.
Number 1 being JDM?
Yeah, number 1 being JDM.
Okay. I get you. This one I'm kind of struggling with because in my head, I kind of want Michael Morales to win, bro. I don't know what it is. Like he's young, he's exciting, he's fun. And a fight, Michael Morales versus JDM, would be so good.
That'd be awesome.
Such a good fight. I do think though that Michael Morales' wins are solid wins for where he's at, right? Beating Gilbert Burns, obviously that shot him up the ranking. I don't think Gilbert Burns was supposed to be that high, but he was, whatever. Yeah. But even previous to his unranked, like beating Jake Matthews is a solid win. Neil Magny is not a slouch. Like beating Neil Magny is kind of a big deal.
The GOAT, the Haitian sensation.
The Haitian sensation. I saw we got a comment about that. Is Neil Magny your favorite fighter?
Shout out to that
guy. Yeah, he's up there. We like Neil Magny around here. Dude, Sean Brady's a step up. And the
It is.
grappling is serious. The
Yeah.
grappling is, trust me, as a Leon fan,
Hmm.
the grappling is legit.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
the way, I mean, the way to victory would be exactly as you imagine for both these guys. Sean Brady's going to win it on the ground.
Yeah.
Michael Morales is going to win it on the
Yeah.
feet and do crazy things.
That's such a good way to put it.
Yeah, I mean, it's exactly.
It's a very pride like striker versus grappler matchup,
Yeah, yeah,
and
it
it's
really is.
awesome. So
And it's top tier grappler and top tier striker at 70. So it's a really exciting fight. I'm leaning Brady just from experience, or like just due to experience, and I
yeah,
think that Brady really is that guy. I think
yeah,
he's that good. But Michael Morales could totally catch him with something. I mean, we saw what Brady did when Bilal was out striking him.
yeah.
You know,
I'm
and
I'm
I've been.
just to get a
Oh,
little
go
more
ahead.
detail into it and make it differentiate it a little bit. I'll say Brady second round submission. I think he'll take him down in the first
Wow.
round and really just get like almost in like the whole round of control time. You know those fights where like it happens
Yep.
and somebody's untested and then you're like, "Oh no." You know what I mean? Like I think it's going to be one of those and then in the second round he finds the sub. So,
I do think that that's very likely. I could totally see this fight being like we're really excited for it. 40 seconds in, Sean Brady shoots a double leg, gets it, and we're like, oh, okay, we're gonna be here for 15 minutes, aren't we?
yeah.
I think that that's very likely.
Yeah.
Um, I agree. I think Brady by submission. I would possibly even take him like into round one, but
Damn.
I think round two is a good one. Yeah.
Okay. Moving on then to the
Hey,
co-main. Would you like to do the co-main?
dude. Yeah, I'll do the co-main. You deserve the main event
Thanks,
for
man.
this
Thanks,
one.
man.
Valentina Shevchenko versus Zhang Weili. Dude. All right. I'm curious here. We've talked about this, that we believe that this is the fight to decide who is the WMMA GOAT.
Yes.
Are you still in belief of that? I still agree with that.
100%.
I am picking Valentina Shevchenko. I don't know where you're leaning at on this. We by the way, we have not talked about this at all. You literally brought that up. We're very excited for make this video. We have not said a thing about this.
Yeah.
I'm picking Valentina Shevchenko.
What's the reasoning?
What's my reasoning?
Yeah,
my my reasoning is very, very not real.
Okay.
So I don't know if I'm going to explain this, and I don't know if anyone's going to understand what I'm trying to say, but I know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
If Zhang Weili wins this fight, it's going to be a lot harder for me to agree that she's the GOAT. Like I think that it will be disputed, if that makes any sense.
Maybe.
If Valentina Shevchenko wins this fight, I think that it is undeniable that Valentina Shevchenko is the WMMA GOAT.
Yeah.
And also Valentina Shevchenko beat up my favorite WMMA fighter, Manon Fiorot. So
She did.
I have to I have to kind of move along with that. Zhang Weili's really good though, and I like Zhang Weili a lot.
Oh,
So
100%.
I have zero logic behind this pick.
Yeah.
Who are you picking?
I was at first I was leaning Zhang Weili because she's looked so dominant in her division, and Valentina's older and she is coming off of that. She's coming off a loss, more or less, against Alexa Grasso not super long ago,
Yeah.
and a close fight, later. But the more I thought about it, I was like, this is Valentina's fight to win. She's bigger. She's got all the attributes. She's well-rounded enough to be able to, I think, stop Weili from like grappling her or anything like that. And I imagine she'll have the advantage on the feet. Valentina Shevchenko has looked. She game plans so well. She can mix it up. She adjusts mid-fight incredibly well. And to be honest with you, her competition recently, I think, beating. Because let's be honest, that no contest or the draw
The draw
against
that was
Grasso,
not a draw.
that was not a draw. I mean, Shevchenko should have won that fight. At the very least, it was close. I think Alexa Grasso is actually good. I think those beating Manon Fiorot and the competition that she was beating before that fight is more impressive than Zhang Weili's title run so far against like Carlo Esparza, Tatiana Suarez, and I forget the other Chinese woman's name, so pardon me on that one. But
Yan Jiangnan,
yes,
right?
yes.
I think
It's
that's
just
right.
Valentina's competition is just more impressive. And that's leading me to be like, I
dude,
think I would pick her.
Valentina's been fighting like I'm forgive me if I'm wrong here. I'm pretty sure she fought Amanda Nunes very early on in her career. Like she's been fighting
Yeah.
like top tier championship fighters her entire career.
Yeah.
You make such a good point too, talking about Valentina's just ability to adjust and game plan mid fight.
Yeah.
And that is the perfect way of putting it. Is that she is, in my opinion, already debatably the GOAT just due to resume alone.
Yeah.
And I think that this super fight is what she needs to kind of cement her legacy, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And then it being the huge, we got two super fights on this card. Being at MSG is the perfect place to make it happen. I think that it's really just going to be undeniable if she beats Zhang Weili.
Yeah. This is going to be a really good fight. It's actually a very entertaining fight. The stakes are huge. I'm excited to see how it turns out.
Hell yeah. So. Also, Zhang Weili is unbelievably inactive.
Yes.
She always looks very good, but
yes.
Shevchenko is older, but she has not looked it.
No.
Like I thought that was going to be an issue with Manon Fiorot, and she dominated that fight.
Yeah.
The eye test. Yeah, the eye test, she dominated that fight.
Yep. Agree.
So, all right, dude.
Moving on. All right. We're just going to jump right into this. This has got to be one of the best main events in UFC history. It's huge. The stakes are so high. It's so exciting. And I'm not going to beat around the bush. We're jumping head first into the shallow end of the pool. I'm picking Jack Della Maddalena, baby. I think he fucking gets it done. I'm so serious.
I love it.
I think that his boxing is his work to the body and his combos are going to make the difference. I think it's going to slow Islam down. And I think that we saw in his fight with Dustin Poirier, when Poirier was putting together those combinations, that shit was slowing Islam down. That was giving him issues. It was making it harder to get the takedowns. It was making him a little bit more sluggish.
For sure.
And JDM is going to be bigger than Poirier, a bit more accurate than Poirier. Yeah, I think he has more pop in his hands than Poirier. I think that's fair to say. And he's also he's more spry than Poirier. And this has all been said with love to Poirier because Poirier did so good against Makhachev. And the fact that I think that JDM is going to be able to do all of those things that he did, but better and be harder to control because he's bigger, is just going to, that is a recipe for just a nightmare fight for Islam. Not that Islam can't beat a nightmare matchup. That's how good he is. And I will say that, I think these odds are close. I'm not, confidently picking JDM, but I think he gets it done. One thing that I'm not even going to try to, steal this as my own, but Bedtime MMA brought up the fact that, also, when JDM fights people, they look like they got fucking hit by a truck.
That's Islam, Australia, bro.
That's true.
That's the Australian effect.
It's fucking true. And Islam always wears a ton of damage in his fights. If they last more than a round. You know what I mean? And so if he takes it to a decision, just on damage-based scoring alone, I could see some shit going on. I think, and JDM training with Craig Jones is going to be a massive differentiator. He's going to be throwing up submissions and scrambling off of them. We saw that JDM has this awesome kind of style where he will duck his head down while staying safe. And moving out, cutting angles while he kind of ducks down to avoid any knees and shit, to keep his head down and prevent level changes from grapplers. He's been doing this since the Basil Hafez fight, and it's incredibly effective. It's worked so well. And it's not that Islam can't do it, but it's I genuinely do believe that the jump from featherweight to lightweight is not as big as the jump from lightweight to welterweight. I think there is a difference there. And not that Islam can't do it, not that he can't hang, but I do think that, I think watching the Bilal fight was a pretty good test of what Jack is capable of preventing and what his strength looks like, because I am willing to bet that Bilal is stronger than Islam Makhachev.
You're willing to bet on that?
I'm willing to believe that. He's bigger and he's definitely on roids. Probably. I mean, look at Bilal.
I don't know if I understand what you're trying to say.
The way Bilal controls, I mean, again, look at how easily he picked up Leon Edwards and threw him on
Bro,
his head.
no, stop this nonsense, dude.
I'm just saying, like,
Okay.
it's a genuine thing. Like,
I'm making a Leon
Islam
rant.
is not like picking people up and throwing them like that. That's just not a thing. And Islam is insanely good.
Yeah.
I'm sure, especially at this weight, he's gonna be strong. There's no doubt about it.
I think he's stronger than JDM.
And that could be true, but I don't think that that'll be enough to like. I think JDM will be strong enough to like squirm his way out and shit.
Yeah.
You know,
I think that it's gonna be. All right, let me.
That was my 2 cents. That was my 2 cents. So
no. Yeah, no. I understand that you. This means a lot to you. This fight is a huge deal for all of us. This fight to you is possibly your favorite fight of all time, I imagine. This seems like
it's
something.
Up there. It's just from a skill standpoint, it's so good.
Yeah. I totally agree. Let me preface whatever I'm about to say. I'm not entirely sure what I'm about to say. Let me preface that I totally agree that as a skill level of this fight, this is one of the greatest fights. I like this fight more than Conor Khabib. I understand that the build-up isn't as crazy, but I think that as a fight itself, this is a better fight.
Damn.
So, I want to pick Islam. I think I'm picking Islam. I'm gonna talk myself into it. Like I'm gonna talk myself into my pick, whatever I'm about to say right now. I agree with you that JDM's striking will probably see, like, everything I say, it sounds so crazy because I'm going against Islam. I think that JDM striking is better as a whole. You know, is more complete. JDM, every time I watch JDM, it's like, yeah, dude, like I didn't even see that, and then JDM throws something, you're like, oh, that was so, like, that was, I see exactly why he threw that there to lead to that. It is some of the most high IQ striking. It's kind of weird that, because you don't look at him and be like, you know, that dude is like a top tier striker. Even watching his fights, you don't think like, oh, he's a top tier striker, but he really is.
Yeah.
And I think that there's definitely something to be said with the Australian defense of Russian wrestling. I think that is a very good point, the Craig Jones thing. And also we've been kind of on a skid of these guys from Dagestan looking, you know, not bad, but beatable.
No, I just think people are figuring out how to, like,
yeah, for sure,
deal with the Dagestani wrestling. You know,
Mario Batista caught Umar like pretty bad. You know, we have a whole video where we talked about that, but I can't not pick Islam. I can't not pick Islam. I think that JDM has a chance, but I just think Islam. There's something also to be said that Islam is coming in massive. He said he's going to be fighting in there at like 185, 190.
Oh, yeah, he's huge.
Is what he's saying. Like, he is a ginormous dude. I'm sure that when he probably put on a lot of muscle for this fight, but I'm sure that even at 55, he had to have been walking around at like 180.
Oh, yeah, he was a big,
he had to have been.
Dude. Yeah.
Huge guy. And I don't even think the size difference is that, it's like an inch, right?
Well, in height, but my thing is, hear me out. Islam obviously can make 155. I don't think Jack Della could ever make 155.
I think that it was kind of surprising that Islam could make 155, though. I don't. Sure. Okay, let me rephrase this. I don't think Islam should have been fighting at. I think that if Islam started at 70, he would have been fine. I think that he's a big enough dude that if he would have just fought 70 his whole career, I think it was probably one of those things where it's like, okay, you know, you're a 55er, or maybe he you know, he was always big for 55.
Oh yeah,
and always so strong. Dude, this fight is so good.
It's so good.
I'm really internally struggling with this because I want JDM to win, bro. I want JDM to win. I want it so bad. If JDM could just go beat on Islam, dude. Oh,
it's one of those weird, like, it is nightmare matchups for each other, but it's a weird situation where, like, I will say Islam hasn't fought a lot of fighters like Jack, other than like Dustin Poirier is the closest. But like, Jack Della Maddalena on the way up has fought nothing but wrestlers.
That is true, but nobody. I mean, Islam is not just a wrestler.
Well, no, but like, also
this guy's legit everywhere. He's also probably the best Dagestani striker that we've seen.
Yeah,
like the most dangerous.
Oh yeah, no, he's like one of the best strikers in the UFC. Period. Like it's one of those things that you have to put into perspective though. Like, I think Gilbert Burns is stronger than Islam Makhachev. Jack Della
I
Maddalena
don't
dealt
think
with him.
so.
Oh, come
I
on,
don't think
bro.
so.
Oh, come
I
on.
really don't think
Gilbert
so. I
Burns is
think that
fucking
Islam is
enormous.
gonna.
Come on, man.
So is Islam, bro.
Yeah, but he is
I
not as big
really,
as Gilbert Burns, bro.
I really truly believe Islam has known
Okay.
about this fight for how long now?
Yeah, yeah, which granted, he's going to get bigger for sure.
He's huge, and he was. Everyone always talked about
Yeah.
the first thing they noticed with Islam at 155 is how
Yes.
unbelievably strong, and that's coming from dudes like
Yeah, yeah.
Poirier who have
Oh,
30 fights at
yes, but
155.
also Volkanovski stood up when Islam was trying to grapple him.
Yeah, Volk's a strong dude. Volk used to weigh like 220 pounds. Volk's a huge
Yes,
dude too.
well,
Like, or
yeah,
used to be a huge dude.
yeah,
But
but the fact that like then you have to acknowledge that Jack with a bigger frame, more mass, is
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
be able
no,
to
I
do that.
agree. I
You know what
agree,
I
but we
mean?
also like no, I'm not saying that he's gonna just bully JDM.
Yeah, yeah,
The point I wanted to actually agree with you to a point that I
yeah,
love the comparison to the Dustin Poirier fight.
yeah.
I think that on the feet, that's who JDM reminds me of a lot is Poirier. I think that just like how they
Yep.
attack and how they read where they're
Hmm.
striking is very similar to Poirier. It's like if you're open, I will hit you there.
Yeah,
And like it might not that shot might not knock you out, but you're going to feel it.
yeah,
I think that that's so similar, the two of them. I think that the issue we saw with Poirier, other than the fact that he was aging a little,
yeah.
was that he doesn't have the ground game like JDM has. So
Nope.
that's where I'm kind of really struggling, is because I think JDM is almost a more complete, bigger version of Poirier just because of that ground game.
Yeah,
And I think that that is what is mostly leaning me to believe that JDM could win. Because if JDM didn't have the ground game he has, I think that it would go exactly how the Islam Poirier fight went.
yeah. Of course.
So the ground game is what's really messing me up, because we all know that JDM can strike. Anyone who says anything bad about JDM striking is just not correct.
Yeah,
It doesn't, something in my brain is telling me do not pick against Islam Makhachev.
that's totally fair and understandable because Islam is so fucking good. And he's favored for good reason. Like he should be a favorite going into this.
I agree. And but I will say that I totally, anyone who says they think Jack Della Maddalena, I've had this argument so many times, and I've every couple days, anytime someone asks me, I'm just like, okay, I'm picking JDM. Oh, I'm gonna pick Islam. It's one of those fights for me that I really just have no idea, and I love
Yeah.
that the stakes are so high, not only for me and how I believe, but also just in general, being a double champ fight. It's so sick.
Yes. Yeah, it's so good. My final points I'll make, I guess, is to back up my argument is like I look at the grapplers that Jack has fought, and they're all huge and super powerful. Like with Basil Hafez, that dude is a roided monster. There's no way that dude is not on roids. And taking that fight on short notice when his camp was originally against a grappler, pretty fucking impressive. The Gilbert Burn fight, being able to counter wrestle the way he did and do that fight the way he did after breaking his arm like fucking bad at the beginning of the fight is crazy. And then, imagine how he would have looked at that if his arm was not broken, because there's no way that wasn't a factor. And then finally, JDM is dangerous on the break of clinches, and Islam tends to get into clinches, whether it's up against the fence or when the grappling is engaged. And I think that like on the breaks and stuff, JDM is going to be fucking dangerous, bro.
Yeah, I agree.
Islam's best tool is his check hook. The Dagestanis have been really using those check hooks, but in the training footage I've seen from Jack Della Maddalena that he's posted on like fucking his YouTube, on Instagram, whatever, he has that fucking hand up to prevent the check hook like after everything he does. So it seems like he knows and he's prepared for that. And that gives me that extra bit of confidence. So I think Jack Della is just really good. And I do think that, like, again, Islam's huge. He's big. I think, and I'm not a firm believer in like, you're the weight class that made you or anything like that. But I just do think that Islam is built to succeed more at lightweight than he is at welterweight. And that's it. That's the last thing I'll say.
It's just, it's hard to say. I'll get my couple final points in because I know this video is crazy long.
It is. We should try to wrap it up semi quickly.
Yeah, No. I just have a couple things here. So I think that Islam was the champ at 55 when 55 was undoubtedly the most talent-rich division, where it's like you have all these dudes that are insane, and Islam was here.
Yeah.
I also totally think that Islam did not fight many of those dudes. You know, he fought some of them way too late, but
Yeah.
oh, dude, Islam is so dangerous.
He is.
And I think that JDM is also as dangerous. I'm picking purely based on experience and what we've seen previous, and I do think that Islam is a little bit more proven. And
He's
I
definitely more proven.
also
Definitely.
he's 100% more proven. I shouldn't say a little bit. He's definitely more proven. And I like to believe that Islam is going to come in, and I think that we're going to hear JDM say the same thing. Like, holy shit, this dude is strong.
Yeah, he'll say for
Like,
sure.
I think that he'll be strong. I think Islam's going to be stronger than Bilal. Definitely. I cannot believe you said Gilbert Burns is stronger than him. That sounds crazy to me.
I don't know how ADCC champion Gilbert Burns, like world class jiu-jitsu grappling Gilbert Burns, who's fucking enormous, just
I don't know,
wide
dude.
as shit. The dude who was given Hamzat issues. That Gilbert Burns, come on, bro.
Dude.
I will say this.
The last thing I want to say.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm going to say this. The very last thing that I will say is that I think that if this was not Islam Makhachev, that JDM would beat any other welterweight right now.
I agree.
But I'm going to pick Islam Makhachev in this fight.
There you go. There you go. I think that this is a win-win. Like, you either have Jack Della Maddalena, somebody dethrones Islam Makhachev, and Jack is as good as we think he is because holy shit. Or you have Islam Makhachev winning the welterweight belt, and you have, like, legacy there. Like, this dude moved up, got another title, and then you've made the fucking, the Ilya fight is right there. Ilya moves up, challenges for 3 divisions of gold.
Dude.
It's all there. Like, this is a win-win pretty much every which way, every direction. I think that, because I love Islam too. I'm like a big fan of him. I think he's awesome. And I love Jack. So it's just cool. This is a great weekend of fights. It's very exciting. It's very like, it feels celebratory for the sport, you know?
For sure. I think that they almost did the right thing. It's hard to say. I shouldn't say that they did the right thing, but they knew what they were doing with giving us 2 weeks of awful cards and then just giving us this because it makes it that much better, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be good. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. We will not keep you any longer. Thanks for bearing with us. We know it's a long video, but it's a very good card. So hopefully you enjoyed our rabble, our opinions, our discussion. Leave your picks in the comments below. We want to hear from you guys. Are we dumb? Are we stupid? Or do you guys have a take? Like, let us know after the fact. Did you get something wrong? That'd be hilarious.
Do you think Leon is going to beat Carlos Prates?
See, now that's the golden question. Leave your answer in the comments below. All right, everybody. Peace.